week 3 here in fall camp. Just how do you think the guys are looking so far?
We're good. Just helmets on today. I took the pads off of them. Just too much on the ground yesterday. Too violent. Just too much. So that'll tick them off real good to take the pads off of them. But they got to learn how to practice steps. First time we've been on the ground too much yesterday. So just trying to take care of my guys. Got to make sure I get them to the season. We've had an unbelievable camp. Been very physical. But yesterday was just too many guys on the ground.
Is that just guys getting excited about the season getting closer, or what leads to that?
Yeah, they're just trying too hard. Honestly, it's tough. I mean, football's a physical game, and you're asking them to stay off the ground but go as hard as they can, and it's really hard to do. But we got to do it because we got to practice. And if you don't practice, you're not gonna be any good. But if you practice and everybody's getting hurt, you're not gonna be any good.
We were just talking to Chris Carpenter. How have you seen him look through fall camp?
He's been great. He's really matured. He shows up, does what he's supposed to do. I mean, it's most of them do, but he's been an example of one of those guys that does, and he's really changed his life, and he's a guy we all count on now.
You hear him talk about like his life story is kind of more than football around here sometimes?
No, all the time, not sometimes, all the time. This is all gonna stop. I mean, every single one of them are gonna stop playing football one day. Some of them very soon, some of them down the road, but they're all gonna stop playing football. They're gonna be men for a lot longer than they're gonna be football players. So it never starts with football. It's a part of it, but it's just a tool to help teach life. And for some reason, when you take the football away, they listen better.
What do you see for him between the lines this year? There's a lot of guys in that room fighting for snaps.
I think we're deep. We'll rotate a lot of players in and out. Obviously, he'll be good in the special teams as well.
He, with so many of your other players, have got sons, daughters. What's the best fatherly advice that you would generally give to these guys as they embark on that part of their life?
Oh, we talk about it all the time, just unconditional love and what that looks like, and tough love. And it's hard, you know. My children, all 3 of them right now, the worst, well, I've probably got worse quotes than this, but the one that aggravates them the most is that they've got enough friends. I'm their dad, and I do love them, and I want to be their friend, but I'm their dad. And that's the hard part when you're a parent. Enabling children, that's the hard part when you're a coach. Enabling your football team, care for them so much, you don't give them tough love and let them learn some life experiences. And the one that I've shared with all parents, you don't want your children's first tough day to be outside the roof of your own home. You want their tough days in your home so you can help mold them and shape them, encourage them, teach them. So when they get outside of that house, when the bad stuff comes, they've kind of been through a little bit of it.
Where's JT Clark in his recovery process? How have you seen him handle that through fall camp?
He's been really good. Got a great attitude. We've seen signs of encouragement, but he's still not out there with us yet.
Do you set like a timetable for when you'd like to see him back, or what should be expected in that regard?
No, they keep the football coach and the training staff totally separate.
From a mental standpoint, I know it's probably a difficult deal going through as significant of a setback as he had. Have you seen him handle it on that side, the mental part of it?
Yeah, way better. I can tell he's more hopeful. He's more encouraged about the second surgery. He never felt good about it last year, and he's felt good about this one this entire time.
What does it mean that he hasn't played in however long it's been, and he still got voted as one of the top single-digit guys?
Yeah, he's got an unbelievable respect. I mean, he's here every day. He has a great attitude. He's in the meetings. He's very much a part of this team, as was Mekhi Hart, who hasn't played in 2 years either. And they both had the exact same kind of vote production. Doesn't surprise me at all. They're very unique men.
You guys did a penalty shootout with the women's soccer team the other day, and you got to try a penalty kick. What were your thoughts on that? And did Coach Pittman have advice for you on your shooting?
No, there's no advice for someone that's that bad, other than don't try this again. You know, it's just, I felt very inadequate, to say the least.
So are you and Claunch going to start a game of horse or something?
I'd fare better in horse. The old 10,000 hour rule in basketball is much closer to me than the 10-second rule of me practicing soccer. I honestly asked Luke Turner, who's on my staff. His father Matt and I coached him and Jordan when they were on the Locomotives. I think they were 5 years old. A little purple soccer team in Jacksonville, Texas. And Luke said, I thought the last time you kicked a soccer ball was when you coached me in the Locomotives. Now I know that was the last time you kicked a soccer ball.
Jeff, we saw the single-digit group unveiled, and CJ James was in there. I think it's the first time a newcomer has earned that. How did he sort of stand out in that way?
He's just bought in immediately and been here. And I'll say this, we had 7 of those guys who were very close to getting in. We brought in some fantastic young men. They're good people. I hate it for them because I know if they'd been here longer, they'd be in single digits. It's just they hadn't been here long enough. But we really brought in 7 guys that could have easily been in, and we're close. But CJ did get in.
What are the expectations for him on the field? It seems like he's been in the mix from the day he got here.
Yeah, that'll be up to him. You know, he was a good football player when we got him, and he's continuing to get better. And we'll see. You know, I haven't coached him in a game yet. I tease him all the time. You just practice so you can get to the game and screw it all up, and then get them good.
We talked to him at media day. He mentioned that there might have been a spell where he was kind of thinking a little bit about himself and then had to pour more into the team. Was there any process with that, or have you seen him sort of?
Yeah, our culture is uniquely different, and I could tell that wasn't his thing early. But he's all in now. He's all in. We do things different. Some people talk about culture. You know, we live it. It really is a way of life around here. And you know, ultimately it's up to the player to do it. But we've got so many players that you know, being a single-digit guy is not just being trustworthy. You got to be trustworthy to earn the vote, but you have to extend trust. You've got to go extend trust to your fellow teammates. We got to bring guys along with us. We're not going to win any games with just single-digit guys. That's never going to work. It's those guys' jobs to go and trust responsibility, power to their teammates that have earned that trust. So it's a two-pronged deal. Yeah, you got to be trustworthy, but you need to extend trust to people as well.
Any surprises from the single-digit guys?
Always. There's guys that made it that I didn't vote for, and there's guys that made it that I did vote for. Most of them I did vote for. And I know everybody says, well, you're the head coach. Why don't you just pick them? Come on, man. That'd be everything that I'm not. I mean, I understand it's my responsibility. I get it. But at the same time, I think it's good to teach kids to vote. It's good to teach kids how to vote. The one thing's different, we sign our votes. Every man has to own his own vote. You can learn a lot about a player by watching who he votes for, and my coaches as well. But we take this very seriously, and it's not a perfect system. There's always flaws to every system, but I know our players believe in it wholeheartedly.
How does 3 through 9 get distributed? As far as, is it based on the votes? Because obviously you only got 1 5, you only got 1 6. So would those have been reserved for like the offensive linemen that obviously can't switch numbers, or how does all of that pan out?
Whoever gets the 4th most vote gets the pick of 3 through 9.
Oh,
5th most votes. Some of them still have, like Danye got he got the 4th most votes, but he didn't want to move out of the 7. He would have moved for the 2 that wanted the 0, but he didn't want to move out of his 7. So some of it's just some common sense, but the guys that have the say in it are the ones that had the most votes.
All right, Jeff, appreciate it.
Thank you.